I have known Dr. Rashmi Shetty for the last 2-3 years. And, I always tell everyone that I meet that she is literally like a magician. She's not just a dermatologist, but she can literally change your life. She's changed my life and my skin. She's a super renowned doctor, so to all you girls out there, please, please, please go to her. She's amazing. And doctor, we're going to take a little bit of your time today to do this interview. I'm the guest editor for Your Life, and we wanted to speak to you and get your advice on a couple of things. So my first question to you is, doctor, during the pandemic and being at home mostly the entire year, how do you suggest we bring in some self-care for hair and skin? And is staying at home indoors all the time, can that affect our skin?
Yeah, so it does. It does. So firstly, thank you so much for the introduction. That was really kind of you. Thank you. And I think if I have to divide what happens to skin and hair while you're indoors for the long term, or especially in this COVID, let's not just say just indoors. This COVID brought a lot more things upon us, right? So we can start off by saying stress. Yeah. So whether people accept it or not, there is an underlying stress in all of our lives thanks to COVID. Now to add on, there is an indefinite stress. So a long period of stress, what that does is, we all know stress affects the skin, but we don't know how. So stress, one, of course, the cortisol is one direct hormone which is getting affected. Excuse me. One direct hormone that's getting affected. Other than that, there are hormones like thyroid, like your prolactin, like other of your women hormones, which all get affected.
Yeah.
And that in turn leads to little things like exacerbating of your PCOS, for example, exacerbating of your already existing thyroid disturbances. It could happen. All this can happen. Now, what does this do to the skin? You will have excess acne. Skin can get red and angry. Skin can get very irritable.
Yeah.
What happens to the hair? Hair can start falling in excess. It can get lifeless, listless. So it just feels limp. So all this can happen to hair and skin only because stress is affecting the hormones.
Yeah.
Now, the second thing that happens during this COVID, what has happened is a lot of us have no domestic help. So we're cooking on our own. So while we are doing that, we are not having a wholesome meal. Like, you're not now saying, okay, I want my bhaji, my sambar, my chicken, my fish. That's not happening, right? You're just thinking, what is a quick thing that I can put together? And then you just end up putting something together that may not be wholesome as a meal. So you're missing out on a lot of nutrition.
All your nutrition. Yeah.
Correct. Also, a lot of us are used to a time-bound thing. You get up, you have your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner. It's clockwise, right? Now, we are not working, so we wake up late. So you end up eating at odd times. So your body is not even getting the required nutrition at the right time, which is very, very important. And you don't wake up and sleep on the right time. So it disrupts something called as a
schedule, or like a routine.
Yes. It's called medically, it's called a circadian rhythm, which means to say you're now not sleeping on time, eating on time. Hormones are also not coming on and producing right on time. So all this changes your skin and your hair and your well-being. Now, the last thing could be because you've forgotten your skincare routine. You haven't used your moisturizer, you've forgotten to use your sunscreen, you've forgotten to wash your face. All of this can also add on to further irritation of the skin or further skin and hair going wrong.
Okay, amazing. Thank you, doctor. So these are the things that we need to keep in mind. Even though we're in the middle of a pandemic and we're at home, we have to be very mindful of these things, basically.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
Thank you. Thank you for helping us through that, because I think a lot of girls really want to know, a lot of girls are like breaking out and stuff and they don't know why it's happening, even though you're indoors. So thank you so much, doctor, for taking us through that. Now, my next question is, doctor, it's a very pertinent one. People that have fallen ill, either this year because of like COVID-19, we know friends of friends or family friends that are falling ill because of COVID-19. Of course, now because of monsoon, people are getting malaria. How is that going to affect our gut health and then in turn affect our skin? And how do you keep yourself in check? Eventually, if you do get COVID, how do you keep yourself in check for your skin and your gut health?
So, like I keep saying, you're a very smart girl, and that's a very smart question from a non-doctor. And so what happens with COVID is, earlier we thought it was only affecting the lung. Now we don't. Pretty much we know it's affecting every organ. Also because it is causing clotting disturbances, right? So it can plug the blood vessel which is supplying to any organ. And then that organ is what gives out the symptom. For example, gut, like you said. So a lot of
Yeah.
people are even presenting with gut symptoms. So
Yeah.
one, the virus itself is causing harm to every and any organ in your body. That's going to take a long-term toll. Maybe we all don't know right now what all that could be, but definitely is
Yeah.
going to take a long-term toll. Oxygen deprivation, which the bug is causing, that again causes trouble to skin and hair, which again we don't know what's going to happen in the long run. Another
Yeah.
thing is the treatment itself, because we haven't figured out that one medicine, we are giving literally
Yeah.
everything. Like we are giving an
Yeah.
antibiotic, you're giving an antiviral, we are giving an anti-mite, you're giving literally every medicine to say something will kill this damn bug. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what
Yeah.
is happening is you're killing all the good commensals or good bacteria in your body. So
Yeah.
therefore, gut health definitely gets affected. If you have had COVID, definitely
COVID.
the gut
Yeah.
health gets affected. So you need to start off with good gut health things, whether it's a dietary practice, could be your
Yeah.
ghee, could be your whatever yogurt at home, or any of the gut enriching food, or then simply resort to some pre and probiotics that you end up having
Yeah.
as a regular basis. Flush your
Okay.
system,
Okay.
do a detox diet. So all of that also might really, really help in the long run for the gut to get back to normal, all the bacteria in the gut to get back to normal. And therefore, a good gut bacteria leads to a good skin bacteria. Skin also has its commensals,
Yeah.
leads to a good skin bacteria, and which then leads to good protected, taken care of skin. So yeah, that's the way it could
Okay.
affect your skin.
Okay. So that's great to know that these are the practices that you need to do if you do get COVID-19, and then eventually, but I think
Yeah.
anyway, doctor, that should be a life practice as well, right? To keep your gut health
Yes.
in good
Yes.
check. Yeah.
Always.
Okay.
Gut tells on the skin. It always
Okay.
does.
Now, doctor, the next thing is, tell us like a few, like maybe top 5 skin hacks that you think that we can do at home this year.
So probably the first thing is follow the routine you've already set for yourself. Yeah. So you've
Okay.
already, I'm sure all of you have a dermat back home. So
Yeah.
whatever your dermat says or whatever you have figured out, you have a skincare routine which has made your skin look a certain way. Do not stop following it. One, two, try and get back that circadian rhythm. For me, that's very, very, very important. It's like literally, you ask your system to behave well, it will behave. Sleep on time, eat on time. If you do those two things on time, the rest of the things which you don't have control on, like hormones, nutrition absorption, the way your systems function, all that will automatically come online. So that
Yeah.
to me is a
Correct.
very important thing. Number
Yeah.
3, get back to a good nutrition. So make sure that you get back into a wholesome nutrition, get yourself from nutritional supplements with your doctor's advice. So all this really makes the entire health. Ultimately, skin is what? It shows out, it glows or it doesn't glow, it has an acne or it doesn't have acne. Whatever happens is reflecting the health from within. So
Yeah.
if you're
Correct.
healthy from within, your hormones are in place, your gut is in place, your skin will glow. The last or the fourth or the fifth one, make sure that you end up meeting your doctor at the right time. There are
Yeah.
certain times
Yeah.
everything has a time. If you don't intervene at that time, then the damage is so much. To undo the damage is a lot of effort from everyone's side, your side and your doctor's side. So go to the
Yeah.
doctor at the right time.
You're basically saying that you need to have a schedule, like, and you need to make sure that at certain intervals you go to your doctor, you don't miss that. That's very important.
It's discipline at the end of the day, like how
Yeah.
everything is rewarded by discipline, whether it's your work, whether it is anything else. Skin, hair, your health is all about discipline. So you have that, it'll all get okay. Then if
Yeah.
you ask me what are the home care things, like applying a banana or a papaya, I think that's best eaten.
So eat
Yeah.
what's supposed to be eaten. Yeah.
Eaten.
And just keep your
Yes.
and basically keep yourself nourished. Yeah. And
Correct.
yeah, and then your
Correct.
skin will automatically glow. Yeah. Okay. And
Perfect.
sleep well. That's super important.
Yes.
Okay.
Big thing.
Now, doctor, one more thing that we is that everyone's wearing a mask. Now, tell me, like, what do you feel like? How is that affecting your skin? Because you're sometimes, especially like if you're at home, that's a different thing. If you're in a closed environment, but if you're going out, you're going to the office, you're going to be wearing a mask for so many hours. What do you
Yes.
think? How is that going to affect our skin? Is there a way to wear the mask? And are there any practices we need to do before and after we wear a mask?
Very, very pertinent question. So
Yeah.
mostly kids are at home because they are safe, and 60
Yeah.
plus is at home because they are supposed to be the most vulnerable. So they're there.
Yeah.
So who is the one who's venturing out? People between the 18 to around 50, 55, which is your best years of your skin and face. But in this
Yeah.
time, you're still having a nicely oily, youthful face, right? This is the time when
Yeah.
you're still prone for acne. This is the time when you're still probably end of it, you're prone for pigmentations. Now,
Yeah.
when you wear a mask, just for a minute, think, what is it covering? Your T zone, which is your most
Yeah.
oily zone.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
you're breathing out into that place. When you're breathing
Yeah.
out, the exhaled air is misty, right? So
Yeah.
that again is sitting inside this. And
Oh my
then if you're
God.
in places like Bombay and Goa, which is very humid, this
Humid.
season
Yeah.
was the worst season. This was the worst season to get COVID. So there is humidity there. So there is
Yeah.
humidity. That is your actually most oily zone because it is your T zone that you're covering, most
Yeah.
acne prone zone, and sweaty zone as well. Even your sweat glands are most all over here. So now
Yeah.
you're wearing a
Yeah.
mask tight where you're exhaling, and then there is all of these glandular secretions in your face which is super active, and you're wearing the
Yeah.
same thing for 6 hours. Imagine what is that khichdi which happens there.
Oh my God. Scary.
And to top it all, there are people who are applying serum, moisturizer, sunscreen, and then they're going to apply a mask.
Oh
It's
my
going to
God.
be a mess. So
So what do you do,
if
doctor?
you're
What is
stepping,
the?
please make sure you
Yeah.
don't use 25 layers of creams. You don't need that. So you
Okay.
simply either, if you have a very sensitive skin, use a calamine lotion on your face. Or if you have an
Okay.
extremely dry skin, which is also irritated and red, then you end up using a very mild inert moisturizer, nothing with great active substances in it, just an inert moisturizer. If your skin is oily, please do
Okay.
not apply anything. Wash your face and leave it alone. You can, of course, wear your
Okay.
eye care. Yeah, whatever is your eye care, you end up using that. And then you wear a mask.
Okay. Okay.
And the
So
second thing
basically,
you should
don't
take care is what
overdo
is a
the.
mask made up of.
You're saying don't
No, go ahead.
overdo the
Yeah,
products when you're about to wear the mask.
correct.
Okay.
Come home and then do your skincare regime. You can do that. And
Okay.
when you wear a mask, especially if you have an acne prone skin or a very oily skin, please keep 2, 3 masks with you. After every 2 hours, change the mask.
Okay, doctor, that's amazing. Thank you so much for answering that. Now, the last question for you, which is the most important basic question, is how do you think we need to keep our skin in the pink of health in this pandemic this entire year? Like you said, nutrition. If there's any last tips that you want to give us?
Yeah, like I said, we covered quite a bit in the beginning. The last tip
Yeah,
would be stay happy and sleep well. Two things. I know
yeah,
it's a
yeah,
stressful situation, but try and find ways to keep yourself happy. A human touch is very, very important. We have realized that now more than ever. So keep hugging your family
yeah,
members, whoever are there. So keep yourself
yeah,
warm, fuzzy, happy, taken care, loved. That calms a
yeah.
lot of your unnecessary hormones. So that helps the skin for us. Two, like I
Okay,
said, eat, drink on time, sleep on
yeah,
time, and there are all your doctors are available on online consultation now. So you don't have to
yeah.
get worried that, oh my God, I have to go to the hospital. No. Sit at home. If
No,
you think you're seeing something that it is worrying you, meet your doctor on an online consultation.
yeah,
Everything is on an
yeah.
online. I know the whole Apollo is on an online consultation. So you could
Yeah,
use that
yeah,
benefit,
correct.
facility.
Yeah, so basically don't like understand that you can get all the advice that you need on virtual sessions, and you can completely heal yourself this year, and that's going to be
Correct.
no different. You don't have to physically go to the doctor or physically go. Everything can be done virtually.
Thank you so much. It's
Yes,
always a
thank
pleasure to
you
meet
so
you.
much, doctor.